Hey guys, going into the third round of a Battle for Zendikar draft with a chance to finish 3-0. We've got a red-white ally deck that seems pretty strong. I would like to play first, and this is a very good keep, I think. Hard part is deciding whether to play the Castigator or Slide Runner first, and I think I'd probably play the Slide Runner first, not only because it'll do more uh, damage and it's harder to block the damage from, but also because the Castigator later can trigger the ally trigger on my Blade Master, so I think I'm going to play the Slide Runner in my turn there. Oh, that thing actually blocks McKindy Slide Runner quite well. Most things in the format can't. I can take care of it with the help of Touch of the Void, but I think I might as well swing. Let's see what he does. I have all this mana untapped. He just takes the 3 I'm happy with that. Probably just going to play Shadow Glider, though. Yeah, I could use Touch of the Void to finish this guy off, but it doesn't seem that great to me. I'm just going to play the guy with Evasion and end my turn. We have Touch of the Void. Looks like he's probably a blue-red Devoid deck. So that's kind of the mid-range one that has a little bit of ingest and it also has some aggressive creatures. That I'm going to have to Touch of the Void. It's just too good. So that's what I'll be spending next turn doing. It's killing Nettle Drone. It's just far too effective of a creature. Alright, I'm going to play a land. If he wants to trade, now that I have a second Slide Runner, I'll probably just offer that up. Instead of using up my Touch of the Void. Kind of doubt he decides to trade. Yeah, it's basically what I expected. But yeah, we're going to use Touch of the Void to deal with that Nettle Drone. And end the turn there. So if we could draw a 5th land next turn, we're going to hit pretty hard with a Slide Runner that will be a 3-2 Trample Double Striker and a 2-2 Double Striker. And then we can play the Castigator the next turn and swing hard again if our opponent can't do anything about it. So plus we have enough extra Slide Runner in our hand, which is always nice. I'd probably play the Slide Runner and the Castigator next turn if I don't draw a land, just to make the board even wider for Resolute Blade Master. For when he finally does come into play, but I think it would be more ideal if I hit a land now, swing with everything, and then like that. I have been getting basically exactly what I wanted in this draft. That definitely helps one do well. So we're going to play our Blade Master. Swing real hard right here. Not really any good blocks for him. He either has to give guys up for nothing or just take 10. So the Resolute Blade Master has loved me. So yeah, it drops him to 8. So a second trigger of that could be pretty devastating for our opponent, and it may be what we do next turn because of Core Castigator. It'd be nice to draw a land again before we do it, otherwise our Slide Runner will actually die. Merc Strider. Well, he doesn't have anything to exile, so it's not as good as it could have been. But But it's good to keep in mind that he has that in our future games. It's a good reason to trade with ingest guys when we know our opponent has Merc Strider, which I think is like the best common. Wait a second. Did he exile something? No, he just picks a target anyway. Okay, I was worried there for a second. Although bouncing that probably isn't that appealing for our opponent either, for obvious reasons. Okay, so he did manage to draw a land. So, I think we play our Castigator now. Yeah, our opponent scooped. All right, well, that was a fast game one. Resolute Blade Master showing up on turn 5, followed by another trigger from it, is pretty hard to overcome. What do we want to bring in against this opponent, if anything? Stonehaven Medic seems like a good blocker against him, but not an amazing one like it was in our last matchup, where it was nice to bring it in against lots of 1 toughness things. Yeah, the Inspired Charge could be good, but I don't think we need it. And Smite the Monstrous could be good, but we didn't see anything it could even target in that game. So chances are he has some of that stuff. Since he's a colorless deck, there's good chance that he has some big Eldrazi, but I don't want to bring it in and then regret it. So we're just going to leave things as they are. If we lose game 2 to some massive Eldrazi, that'll be frustrating, but we can bring it in game 3, the Smite the Monstrous. Okay. This is not a good hand, despite the 2 McKinley Slide Runners. So we're going to have to mulligan. This one's much better. And we do want to put him on top, I think. He's not going to be able to be amazing right away, but he'll win us the game late, which is probably where this game will get against his opponent. We're not going to play him on turn 1. You never want to do that with Dragon Master Outcast, because he dies so easily to basically all the removal in the format. Okay, same thing as last time. I'm going to play the Slide Runner first, because this can trigger things later, which ended up being pretty big last game. But if I don't draw, if he doesn't play a creature and I don't draw a, let's see what he plays. Okay, that is not something that can die to Touch of the Void, unfortunately for us. Another Slide Runner, though, is not bad. I think I do this. And swing with it. Sure Strike would have been nice right here. I mean, I can Touch of the Void to kill that, and it may be worth doing because I think it is what I'm going to end up doing here. Because we know he has lots of ways to take advantage of things that he exiles, so I'm just going to kill it. I don't really feel like dealing with that. It makes his Merc Strider a lot better. Like, he could have played it this turn potentially and had something exiled, and no thank you. I guess is what I have to say about that. Seems pretty likely that he had a Merc Strider too, so I'm pretty happy with what I decided to do. Nettle Drone, yeah, that is annoying. Certainly. Okay, Shadow Glider. I'm going to swing with the McKinley Slide Runner. Then I either want to play a second one or a Shadow Glider. I think I'm just going to play a second one. We are having trouble getting to the 6 lands. It makes Dragon Master Outcast amazing, so it's a little frustrating. We're going to start getting pinged by the Nettle Drone pretty hard. Be nice to get our Vestige of Emrakul out there. He's just so much bigger than most things people can play on turn 4. Certainly at common. He is a common, isn't he? Yeah. I've had nice experiences with him all the times I've played him. Interesting. No pinging or anything, huh? Okay, no land drop, but we're still going to swing with both of them. Wonder if he has the 4 mana spell that can burn a dude for 2 and exile another. Yeah, he does. Right when I... Yeah, that's rough. So, yeah, that's big right there for our opponent. He can kill one of them, bounce the other to my hand. I'm just going to play the one he bounced back. That is a really good card, Brutal Expulsion. I haven't had a chance to play with it yet. I've opened it a time or two, but I mean, it's a good card, but it's not one I usually want to take with my first pick because it requires you be in a blue-red deck, and forcing that's usually not a great idea. This is the first time we've had serious mana problems in this draft, I believe. We are only running 17 lands, but I think the ally deck is the deck where you can actually get away with that most of the time. Dampening Pulse, yeah, that's good. That's good. Our Slide Runner is a lot sadder, certainly. So will our Shadow Glider be. Yeah, it's a good card that I think is pretty severely underrated. I think I've mentioned that in another videos. Processor Assault now, too. Okay. Well, the good news is he's got 1 card left in his hand, and we have got a lot of good cards in our hand. We just need to draw lands to make use of all of them. So let's do that. So far, I've been getting what I wanted when I wanted it. There we did this. Yeah, I did it. Success. So we drew the land we wanted, and I'm going to use it to play the Vestige of Emrakul. Even as a 2/4, it's a problem for Mr. Nettledrone here. I do love Nettledrone. The first deck I drafted in the format, which was the video I posted in the first week, had 2 of them, and it was pretty awesome, to say the least. All right, land number 5 is also quite good. We're going to swing with our Vestige. And then I think I'm going to play both of these guys, who aren't nearly as good now that there's a Dampening Pulse in play, but they're both fine. I may need to use Stone Fury to kill that guy eventually. But I'm kind of holding onto it to kill a big threat with it. Man, you know Core Castigator's good when even as a 2-mana 2/1 with his text, he's like, you know, that's a decent card. And that's definitely the case right now. Okay, there's a much easier way to kill him. Much more efficient way, so we're going to use it. We will take 1. And then swing for 5, I guess. We got 1 removal spell in our hand and a huge threat in our hand. As soon as we get 6 lands, I'll drop the Outcast. We'll see what happens. Ooh. Remember how I was like, if I see a big threat, it's probably going to end up having been nice. Would have been nice to have... yeah, and he has Trample too, of course. And we did not get the mana we wanted. All right. Well... I think I'm going to play my Outcast anyway here. Because it just you know, it leaves mana open for me to use like Stone Fury on a later turn if I need to. So Smite the Monstrous is coming in. Last game I decided not to put it in, but he has a big Eldrazi, which isn't a huge surprise. Like I said, it wouldn't be surprising if he has it, but I was kind of hoping he didn't. We're just going to swing in the air for 1 here. And we're going to play Dragon Master Outcast. I think we're just going to take the full 8 the first time he swings with it. Wish we had 6 lands right now. If we did, then pretty great for us. Yeah, we're just going to take the 8. Hope we draw like Resolute Blade Master. That would be lethal if we did, and he doesn't play blocker. Alright, Coralhelm Guide. That basically spells our death if we don't kill it with Touch of the Void this turn, so... Oh, wait a second. Does that mean anything right now? No. Not really. I wish it did. I mean, it can make us get in for 5, but then the trampling massive Eldrazi will kill us. I can block him and then use Stone Fury to kill him, but I can't block him now that he played the Coralhelm Guide, so we're just going to have to use Touch of the Void on the Guide, unfortunately. And... if he hadn't played that, we could have hung back and used Stone Fury plus double blocking this to take it down. But we're not going to get to do that now. So we just have to end our turn, I think. You know, it may be worth getting in for 2 here, actually. Because I'm probably going to block with these 2 and go to 2. Although the Dragon Master Outcast probably isn't going to end up making a difference in the end, so he may be worth blocking with 2, but we'll take him down to 8. For what that's worth. More lands would be nice for a poor Stone Fury. Yeah, I have to block with these 2 to not die next turn, so... Opponent thinking hard about whether he's taking this 2 damage, apparently. If he has removal, I'm dead, but... that was probably going to be the case anyway. Did we get all 3 of our Touch of the Voids in this game? We did, wow. Pretty nice. If only all 3 had gone to his head, but we had to kill some problem creatures. All of those. What could he have that he's thinking this hard? Maybe thinking, what could I have? But there's not really anything that I could have. Maybe he's worried I drop a 6th land in my second main phase, I guess. Because that would be pretty sweet. We're not going to do it, though. Yeah, he's just taking it, which makes sense. Drops him to 8. And then we're going to have to double block this Devastator. And I guess we'll hold on to the Outcast. I doubt it makes a difference, but that'll be our plan. There is like a series of draws that if I hit them could win me the game, like, but it would have to be pretty amazing. So All right. And now we go like this to allow us to only take 2. I can actually block with the Outcast instead. And that may be my plan. Although if we can get to the next turn, it seems really unlikely that we do though. So I think I am just going to block with the Outcast. I mean, if we draw a land here, we're dead. Like even with our Outcast, because it just won't matter. So yeah, Smite the Monstrous is definitely coming back this time around. Coming in, rather. It's not in my main board right now, I don't think. Take out a Touch of the Void for it, probably. I wonder if he has a trick. I mean, if he did, though, you'd think he would have just slammed it, unless he's worried I have... There is that Lithomancer's Focus, which would be pretty awesome right now, for sure. It would help me save one of my guys and probably buy me a whole other turn. But instead, it's dropping me to 1. Okay. So, yeah, we're dead. We have the mana now to, double block and Stone Fury, but it's too late. We can only put down 2, 3, 5 toughness, so we're just going to scoop without showing him our Stone Fury or our Fire Mantle Mage, neither of which I think he's seen yet. So, on to game 3. Smite the Monstrous is definitely coming in. It would have been amazing there, obviously, since all he had going was that giant Eldrazi, which is, all you need sometimes. So, Smite the Monstrous, come on in. And I think, yeah, I'll take out... Although the removal is good against him, I may just take out, like, Ondu Greathorn. Yeah, I think that is what I'll do. Puts the Smite in and hope it works for me. All right, let's get a nice fast hand like we did in game 1. Our game 2 hand actually wasn't super slow either, but it wasn't as good as our first one where we just curved into a bunch of allies. That game we never played. We never had a rally trigger. I think that's the first time that's happened in any games for us, is 0 rally triggers. So hopefully it doesn't happen again. All right, we would like to play first. And it's a bad hand. We're going to have to mulligan. This one's a little better, but we have no white mana. But I think I have to keep it and hope I draw white, basically. I do get to scry 1, so that'll help me get to white. So I think I keep it. I think I keep it. Yeah, we're going to keep... I'm going to put him on the bottom, because hitting white mana is pretty crucial. Although, I can play him pretty soon, chances are. Yeah, this is a hard one, but I think I put him on the bottom. Like, even though I would have been able to cast him soon, more than likely, I think being able to try to get a Plains trying harder to get a Plains is a big enough deal because we have enough white cards, 2 of which are in our hand. So, got some early removal and an early creature, so it's not too bad. And the Patrol has actually proven to be pretty decent, a little better than I thought it would be. Vigilance is relevant in a lot of matchups, so I'm not sure why our opponent's taking so long. There we go. Okay, that's a nice 3-drop to get, and we can actually play it, so I'm happy with that. All right, and then we drew a Plains as well. I'm going to play the Geopede first, maximize the number of landfall triggers we can get out of it, plus I can give it Vigilance next turn with McKindy Patrol. So Tunneling Geopede. I think I called this Plated Geopede at some point. I wish that's what it was. Ooh, that's pretty nice. Yeah, the benthic infiltrator is going to be a problem, just like it was last time. Chances are pretty good that he has a way, a Merc Strider or something like it. I'm going to swing with my tunneling Geopede and then decide whether or not I want to use Touch of the Void again. I think I do. I think I'm going to go for it, yeah. That thing's going to just be such a problem with all of the processors in his colors. Alright, that's much less concerning. Alright, hit him for 1. And then I'm going to play the Ondu Champion. Give the team trample. Dang, horribly awry. That sucks. I think I just end the turn. I don't really want to trade with that thing. Things went horribly awry for us there, that's for sure. Could have played our patrol instead, but we didn't. Too bad. But that does make so our Smite the Monsters can kill his big win condition this time if it needs to. Unless of course, he has another Horribly Awry. Horribly Awry is actually not that good against our deck, so I don't know if he cited it in or what, but we do have the Resolute Blade Masters and the Hero of Gomafata and things like that. Not to mention the 4-mana one that just died, but most of our deck is 3 mana or less, so I'm just going to take this. Okay. It's not good. That's pretty good, though. Yeah, I guess I play him. Doesn't do me a whole lot of good in the immediate future, but does make it so our McKinley Patrol's a lot better. There's no point in swinging there because, yeah, so. Let's get some, just top deck like the one that gives Trample and then Resolute Blade Master back to back. That would be pretty nice, I think. We do have the Patrol, so next turn, chances are we get in for some damage. He can draw a card and discard a card with his Oracle. I think Oracle, I think I've said it in another draft video, like during the draft, but I think it's a pretty underrated card. You can see how, like, against an ally deck, it just shuts the board down in a lot of ways. Like, I can't get through that very easily. So it's a pretty legit card. It's good in general, but and that's also good in general. And we're going to have to smite that, I think, because it's too good. In case our opponent has another counter spell, I'm just going to use Smite the Monstrous on this right now. And end the turn there. We don't want him to be scrying 2 and hitting us for 4 every turn. Of that, I'm certain. Sky Spawner, man. Stop playing good cards. No, this guy's deck is very good. That much is clear. Okay, I'm going to play McKinley Patrol. Give my team indestructible. And Vigilance, of course. And we're going to attack with both of them. He can block one of them and not take any damage or lose a creature, but if he blocks the other, he has to lose something at least. Yep, makes sense. Alright, he's just going to take the 3. I think I'm actually going to hold this plains in my hand. I think the value of bluffing like a sure strike or something is greater than the value of doing 1 to him with our tunneling GOP at this point. But we're in a pretty huge amount of trouble. Our opponent's board is much scarier than ours, unless we can just top deck ally after ally, which could happen. We do have 5 or 6 more in our deck, but that's out of 27 cards, so it's not awesome. Yeah. And he's playing another big Eldrazi, I think. Yeah, Ruin Processor. Yeah, we probably lose this one. We used our Smite on an earlier creature, which was a problem too and would have killed us eventually, but I think the Ruin Processor is going to be a pretty big problem for us. And our opponent can swing in the air in the meantime, so you'd think he would swing at the Sky Spawner too. Yeah. Looks like another 2-in-1. I think every video I've recorded so far for the channel has been 2-in-1. So I'm consistent, if nothing else. Okay. Not really what we want to be drawing. But we'll just end the turn. I'm probably just going to take 7 this time if he swings with that thing. I mean, there's not really a good reason. Oh, he can make it unblockable. That's a problem. Yeah, we are toast. Courthelm Guide is very good in a deck where you have these kinds of guys to ramp into. This one I think is actually far better than the one with Trample, just because it costs 1 less, which is relevant. If our opponent had the 8-mana one, he wouldn't have been able to play it, for example, for a while. But yeah. Makes him unblockable, so he can hit me for 7, 9, 10 in the air. So it's not so good. I'm not sure. Actually, if we play our 8th land, we can at least Stone Fury this guy. So, for what that's worth. Nope. Yeah, that's a good game. All right, well, we won 1 game in the 3rd match. We built a pretty strong ally deck, but you can definitely see how a blue-red deck like this one can just slow us down by playing these creatures with huge butts, and we just couldn't deal with it. So there's the weakness of allies. If you don't win early, you're probably not going to win. So anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and of course there'll be another Battle